This is my friend Chris. From the outside, he looks like a regular guy, but he's secretly turned his passion for hunting for video games into $50,000 in profit last year, all while working a full-time job. Today, I'm taking you inside his business to see exactly how he did it, where he finds games, and how you can start doing the same.
All right, so we got a copy of 2K14, you know, a game worth virtually nothing. Sells for 18 bucks on Amazon.
So that's
Solid
11 bucks after fees. So that's a $7 profit, and we're like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Right, folks, so just some $7 lunch money from that first stop, but that's the first stop of many that Chris is going to take us on today, looking for that sweet, sweet video game profit.
See what we can find.
All right, stop number 2 is Cash America Pong. Chris, what's the best thing you've ever found in this stop?
So one time I asked them if they had any games coming out, and they brought out a bunch of Game Boy games for $2 a piece.
Solid. Finding anything in there?
Another 2K14 looks to be our bread and butter.
Okay, nice. Jeez, you said that was a 20th anniversary
I think it's 20th anniversary.
PS4 for 1,200 bucks. Do you mess much with consoles?
Try not to unless it's a killer deal.
All right, so we had some decent luck in that Cash America here. What are we looking at here,
Too
Chris?
bad. Some more 2K14 grails for a couple bucks a piece.
And that goes for
You got $9 each on
$9
those. So
after fees on Amazon to flip those.
a couple copies of Skyrim.
Oh dang, I didn't realize you got 2.
Quick flip those for what'd you say, 13 bucks?
13 bucks on quick
13
flips?
bucks. I paid $13 for the stack, so.
You paid, I
Not too
think it was
bad.
12. Oh, after tax.
12, yeah.
So how many people do you think have walked by these games in this pawn shop?
These two, probably thousands.
Yeah,
These two,
couple of
probably
sports games.
maybe 10, 20 people at least.
So what everyone else, including the pawn shop, thought was junk, literally sold you for $3 a piece. You have $6 profit, $6 profit, $10 profit, $10 profit with a combination of Amazon and quick flips.
Yeah.
So we're on our way to another Cash America and then another Goodwill. You were telling me though off camera that last year, this is your side hustle.
Yeah.
And it netted you, what, $40,000, $50,000?
Yeah, basically going out 3 days a week and then maybe spend a couple hours listing stuff on Amazon.
So how much total time are you putting into this every week?
I would say under 20 hours. I do mortgages. Yeah, I just picked this up as kind of a side hustle and it kind of took off. You know, it started off mostly hitting a lot of Goodwills, trying to find the best deals possible.
And how much of it
Marketplace.
is the video games that we're hunting for today?
Probably like 80 to 90%, just because I enjoy hunting video games.
Yeah.
You know, watching you kind of sparked it for me. And it's easy stuff to flip, easy stuff to send to Amazon.
All right, so just pulled up to Cash America number 2, but I've got a question for you because at every one of these stops that we've gone to, and we haven't shown a couple on camera that we didn't find anything at, we've rolled up and you've been like, oh, there's really cheap Wii games at this one, or there's cheap consoles at that one, or they'll hook me up at this one. How do you know all this stuff?
You gotta keep coming back, get to know people, you know the prices, you know what they price stuff at. I've got a good relationship with the guy in here. He calls me if they get really cool stuff, so.
You were telling
Can't
me
beat that.
you go out sourcing pretty much the same route every single week.
Yeah, every Friday.
Ooh, hold up, folks. I actually kind of need an extension cord. This might be a solid deal. All right, I think he's gonna go ask about that Switch Lite. They've got 80 bucks on it. We're gonna see if they would do 60 because you can quick clip that for 90. So we'll see.
No.
What do you think?
Yeah, 70.
Nothing? 70?
Yeah.
I do 70 on that. Could you do 15 on this?
Sure.
Oh, hold up. We can actually always use more box cutters. I may $3 each. I may actually pull the trigger on some of these too. It's gonna be the randomest pawn shop haul I've ever gotten. All right, so Chris, what was the story of that stop? What happened?
So we got a few things. First of all, we got Spider-Man. Got it for $5. Quick flip it to you for I think 13 bucks. Easy $8. Then they had this Switch that was already marked down to 80 bucks. And I asked if they do 60 and they couldn't do 60. So I met at 70, but then he gave me this for half off.
You used an awesome negotiation technique that I caught there. I don't know if I had the camera on you, but you got 20 bucks off and 10 bucks off. Just really well done, man. It was cool to see.
Basically got this for free.
How much do you think that's gonna make? Did you look it up?
No, I didn't. I would say around 40 bucks. Fire Emblem games do pretty well. So, I mean, basically got this for free after flipping that to you.
Dude, you're crushing
Can't beat
it. So folks, we just looked it up. $45 profit on this stop. Little did we know it, but that Fire Emblem game goes for $37 after fees on Amazon. I mean, we've been at it for like an hour. And the best part was, while he was going ham on the video game section, I got myself a little extension cord haul, paid $20 for 2 lovely extension cords, and get this, 3 box cutters, which we always need more of around the business. So I'm on top of the world right now. So we're pulling up to a Goodwill right now that I actually used to hit back in the day when I was doing like thrifting routes and pawn shop routes around this town. Chris, you've mentioned you sell on Amazon, you sell on Quick Flips. Do you sell on any other platforms?
Also, some stuff on Marketplace. And I mean, if it's a good enough deal, I'm obviously gonna sell it on eBay too.
So you've got potentially 4 different outs for every bit of video game or Pokemon card or whatever inventory that you're selling.
Yeah, basically. Sending stuff through Quick Flips is usually the easiest way. It's fast money. I send it, he gets it within like 2 days. I'm paid usually within 3. So depending on what I get stuff for, I've got usually Wii stuff for sure. He pays really well on. You got any Wii stuff, Wii Sports? You're not selling it for more anywhere else.
Love it. Let's see if we can find something here. So what's your Goodwill strategy?
Usually Goodwills, I'm trying to be in and out within a couple minutes just to get in and see what they have. There's usually not a lot of hidden stuff. I'm sure you can find deals, but
Kind of a lower hit rate.
yeah, basically you walk in, you pretty much know if you found something within a couple minutes.
What's the best find you've ever had at a Goodwill?
So right whenever Deadpool was blowing up, I found it at a Goodwill for $0.25. And it was the only game there. So somebody donated 1 game and I was only there to meet somebody to buy some original Xbox games.
Wow.
And I went in to get change.
Opportunity really is everywhere, folks. All right, so folks, we do officially have some games here at this Goodwill, but it's Championship Pool and Hole-in-One Golf. Looks like they've got them priced at $5.99 a piece, so we're probably gonna pass. So that was literally a total of probably 3-4 minutes that we just spent in there.
Yeah.
But folks, this is the 3rd spot that we've been to today and found absolutely nothing. One thing that I actually told my team earlier this week is one of our mantras is fail fast. And I'm realizing that actually is definitely the case in sourcing as well, right? You don't want to spend a lot of time in the stops that aren't going to have anything great for you. Take a quick cruise around and then get the heck out of there if there's nothing to be had. Chris, what do you think the people who are just starting out or who aren't very good yet at flipping video games, what are they doing wrong that you're doing right?
A lot of people have the misconception they can just go to a game store and find deals on stuff, flip it on Amazon immediately, when that's really not the case. You really want to source at stores that do more bulk pricing. So like every game in there is $5. Then you can really find some gems. It's a lot tougher finding stuff at game stores. Everybody wants to go there and buy all the Pokemon games and sell them for double online, but unfortunately it's not that easy. I'm a big believer in GameStop, so you can find a lot of good deals at GameStop, and also they pay really well for a lot of trade-ins, like consoles and stuff.
Right.
So because of that, I can usually get trade credit at half off, and then I can buy something at 70% value, and I'm really only buying it at about 35% value.
You were telling me that they pay, what was it, like $250 for broken PS5s?
Yeah.
And you'll often source those at pawn shops because their clientele doesn't want to buy a broken PS5. So you might get it for 50, 60, 70 bucks and make a couple $100 in one go. And that's just because you have a deep knowledge of GameStop's trade-in system.
Everybody's got stuck in their brain that GameStop doesn't pay anything, they screw you over for all your stuff. And I'm like, well, times kind of changed, so.
So with your multiple years of experience in the industry, what's the best kind of stuff to trade into GameStop?
Newer consoles.
First cash pawn, what's best case scenario in here?
So usually in here I'll find some Switch games. Sometimes I'll get some PS4 or something, but a lot of times they get a lot of consoles in here. They've had multiple 3DSs, but they've always had them priced to market value, so.
You truly never know. That's the beauty of this job, folks. No way. No way.
Would you have ever thought?
I've seen like 3 of these in my life.
Yeah, it's the only one I've ever seen.
Holy cow, has this been here?
Nah, not long.
Just got some crinkling and stuff there.
There's really not a big use for it. It's just really rare, uncommon.
I was looking in the case to see if there was a controller with it, because the controller is really valuable too.
Yeah.
Don't see it though. What would someone have to offer to take it from you guys?
I mean,
it's such a niche item. Like, it's gonna be here for a while.
Is it like tested and working? Is this tested and working?
Yeah, I checked it out to see if it was working before.
It like plays a GameCube game and everything?
Yeah.
Let's see if I could offer like, I mean, I don't want to lowball you guys.
I already feel like you're about to. I feel it. Like I feel it.
What about 250?
Yeah, that's low ball. That's super
low. What would you guys want? Like, what range would you want to be in? 5.
Put it in layaway for 5.
Okay. Oh, well, folks, I cannot remember the last time I lowballed someone that hard for an item. $250. when they make you make the first offer, sometimes you have to baseline them a little bit low. Given that there are so many issues with those things, I wouldn't want to be into it for really more than 300 or so. And another big tip is like, this is something that I think collectors will face if they're getting into reselling, is getting a little bit romantic about the items, but not looking enough at the bottom line and getting trapped in hard items, right? Like he said he would have taken 500 bucks. That could look like a good deal if you're seeing comps at like 800, 900 for perfectly working condition ones. But if you're not factoring in the cosmetic wear or the risk of it not working somehow, you could definitely get trapped in a rough situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we are, folks, back again, Half Price Books number 2. But first, Chris, I've got to know the story behind the car, man.
So I got it for 500 bucks. I was driving around a Camaro, got about 10 miles to the gallon, hitting all these stops, getting all these marketplace deals, and dude, gas was just killing me. And then my brother-in-law had this for sale. He just got his truck fixed, got it for 500 bucks, got 200,000 miles on it, 40 miles to the gallon, no AC, but who needs it? We got windows.
That's amazing. That's another common trait I've seen among the most successful resellers I've known, is this like persistent thriftiness. And when I got into that car and the window didn't roll up right and there was no AC, I knew you were cut from the same cloth. Let's see what we can find in here. All right, so off rip, what are you seeing?
Over here, got sealed Minecraft. I'll probably look that up. Got a sealed Yoshi's Woolly World.
Okay, so sealed games do well for you on Amazon?
Yeah, really well. And below that, we got a couple Mario Karts. Quick flip those right to you. Some more lunch money.
So I see we've got $25 on this. Would you quick flip that? Because I want to say Quick Flips is paying like 26.
Maybe. We'll see if I can get a little bit better deal. If not, if I get enough stuff, I've got a 25% off, which will definitely make it worthwhile.
So Chris has got not only the Half Price Books coupon system super optimized, but he also is friendly with some of the management, which helps a ton. That's actually been a consistent trend, not just at this stop, but also some of the pawn shops as well. Oh, dang, this is the Minecraft?
Yes.
$49 after fees and recondition. They're asking $30. That's an instant $19 profit.
If I can use my 25% off, there's a lot of good stuff here.
Right.
And it's all priced pretty competitive too already, so.
I love it. Yeah, put together a solid little bundle deal.
Yeah,
Go
those
ahead.
are the kind of things I'll look on Quick Flips and see what I can flip those straight to you for. Condition looks pretty good.
Like
prices look pretty good.
The big IPs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lot of the big
$15 for Donkey Kong Country and $20 for Kong Country 2, especially if you're getting 25% off.
Right here on Quick Flips, we got 18 bucks for Donkey Kong Country. I got it for 15. If I get 25% off of that also.
Right, that's even more money.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another one that's really good is Champions of Norath here. I want to say Quick Flips is paying in the $30 range, but if you're getting 25% off, could be pretty solid. Granted, I haven't checked that price in a while. Okay, 28, so not quite, but at 25% off, still a little bit of meat there.
Yeah, so we got Rocksmith Remastered. I had an Xbox One.
Rocksmith Remastered, $94? Yeah. Are you serious, dude? They're asking 25?
That's a huge one to look out for at game stores too. Most game stores sell it for 10 bucks. On PS4, it's worth even more.
Oh, I found another little $3 quick flip profit here. Bakugan Battle Brawlers is a weird one. Quick Flips buys for $8. Oh, that's in loose condition though. This one's complete, so we're looking at a little $4 profit before discount, so not bad. There's a little $4 bill for your pile there, sir.
I appreciate it, man. I'll send it right back to you. So, so we got College Hoops 2K7. OK sales rank 65,000. Sells for 45 bucks, $33.
Ooh, priced at 15. 33 after fees.
It's a nice double up and then some.
Let's go. Chris, check this out. I caught you sleeping over here. These Skyrim games in here.
Yeah.
These Switch games.
That's funny. I tried to make a play on those last time I was here.
Did you really?
Yeah, but he was telling me the Switch games sell really well. And now there's 3 of them selling too, so.
At 30 a piece. Did you look them up then?
I didn't even look them up.
Okay, because they're going for 35 a piece after fees on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
So if you're getting like, 15, 20% off, like.
I'll get at least 2 of them.
Yeah, let's go. Why wouldn't you get all 3?
I'll try to leave one behind. I don't want to be that guy. He said they sell pretty well, Switch stuff.
That's nice. So how many did they have here last time you were here?
Last time they had 2 and I was going to get 1 of them. He was like, oh, those sell pretty well. So
and now they have 3?
Yeah, so it's like now you got to at least tell me
You'd
one.
be doing them a favor to pick them all up, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone who's like, well, must be nice to have all the connections that you have with the store managers, like?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
It was just me coming in here all the time to a point where they'd see me and they're like, hey, we got some other games coming out. You want to see those?
Uh-huh.
They're used to seeing me buy all the games, and it takes a while. Because you treat people right, yeah. You treat people right, they treat you right. He's a big Super Nintendo collector, and I gave him the Jetsons on Super Nintendo for free.
The manager is?
Yeah.
You gave him a Jetsons on Super Nintendo
which is like a $120 game. And I gave it to him for free because I was like, I got it for next to nothing.
Yeah.
And I knew he was real big into it. And ever since then, man, it really paid dividends. He was real cool about it. He always hooks me up, so.
Oh my gosh,
He had given me deals
dude.
before then too, so.
See, no one's out here doing that stuff. I'm always telling people, like,
yeah,
let people know that you care about them, you know? Bring some donuts, like.
Anything.
Yeah, bring some lunch coupons, whatever.
Brighten
like
somebody's day.
$120 game, folks. And it's paying off. That's gonna pay for itself today, probably.
Probably, easily.
Insane. The other important thing to note is we're about to clear a bunch of stuff out of this little case here, folks. But look at all the stuff that we're about to leave behind. Like, all of these games are games that we have looked at and scanned and are passing on. Folks, this is a volume game. It's not just like walk into a store and instantly come out with profit. You have to put in the work and the reps and the effort to know what the heck you're looking at for all of this stuff in order to come out with a big haul like we're about to. Chris is on his way to check out over there, and this case is a good bit emptier than when we found it. Uh-oh, just caught Chris slipping a little bit. Fallout 4 is another one. Goes for 12 bucks on Quick Flips. They've got it for 10. Well, folks, this was the haul coming out of Half Price Books. You said you saved $56 on this stuff?
25% off coupon.
Before we calculate everything, though, we're gonna pop on over right to GameStop, literally next door, and see if they might have any deals for us too. So folks, later on, we're gonna go back to Chris's office, and he's gonna take us through kind of his selling setup and how he determines what goes where. But as we head into this GameStop, what are some things that we're looking for?
GameStop, really retro stuff. They underprice a lot of their retro stuff.
Okay.
A lot of it is priced as if it were loose. So if you can find anything complete in here, usually it's pretty solid.
This is actually not a bad little Amazon flip here. 17 bucks, pro member price. It's complete in there. And looks like 29 after fees on Amazon. So didn't come out with much from that one, but you were telling me that different employees actually will give significantly different results.
Oh, yeah.
What's that about?
So a lot of employees will tell you to go to the retro store, they don't have anything. But some employees will be like, oh yeah, we have stuff, we just haven't shipped it to the retro store yet.
It's in the drawers behind the counter.
Yeah, they'll keep it in the drawer and they'll let you like look at it or print you out a list at least.
Interesting.
Some
And
people
that
are just
employee
like, nope.
happened not to,
Yeah,
which is a
sometimes
big
they
reason we didn't have much of a
don't.
shot.
Right, yeah. They
Wow.
might have had something in there, but I guess I'll figure out if there's somebody new working next time.
Again, folks, it's all just a matter of consistency. You have to do it a bunch of times to even realize something like
Right,
that.
yeah.
All right, so folks, literally on our lunch break, Chris is here scrolling Facebook Marketplace like a madman. What did you find here?
So we got two PS2 Slims, a PS3, and a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Decent amount of games.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
too crazy.
Uh-huh.
Best one probably being Wii Sports Resort up there.
Yep.
But this got posted for 80 bucks. I wrote them. See what happens. It's kind of across town, so not a huge deal if nothing happens.
You normally are doing a good bit of deals on
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
multiple times a week.
Yeah, not so much throughout the day. Not a lot gets posted throughout the day. It's mostly like on the weekend or in the afternoon when people are at home. But yeah, I'll probably say I do 5 to 10 a week. Easily.
5 to 10 a week.
Sometimes like 3 or 4 in a day.
And what would you
Saturday.
say to all the folks out there who are like, no, you can't mess with Facebook Marketplace, like it's too competitive, stuff gets snatched up too quick, it's not possible?
It is very competitive. That's why you got to write people immediately, maybe write them twice, and offer more money. If somebody posts a really good lot for 75 bucks, offer them $100. It might be a $400 lot. Stop being greedy.
And you gotta move quick, right?
Very fast, yeah. Write
like-
people multiple times.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, get their address. That way they can't bail on you. If you're meeting at a Myers, they're like, oh, I just won't go to Myers instead. And you're out, basically. So
This is gold, folks. All right, let's dig in. So folks, we just broke it down. Half Price Books, easily the most profitable stop of the day so far. We actually split it up by category here. So all of these games in this stack are like $4, $5, $5, etc. in Quick Flips profit. These are all going to Quick Flips for a total $28 profit after discount. But this stack of a couple sealed gems and one insane like $60 profit game, this is going to go for $120 in profit, which brings our total for the day to a whopping, what was it, 234?
yeah, I think so.
And you said that on an average day like this that you're going out, your goal is around 300 bucks in profit.
Yeah, if I'm going out hitting all these stops, I want to be around the $300 mark. That's usually where I end up.
Boy, for lunchtime, how does this compare to average?
It's pretty good, pretty good. Usually half price books is the best, so we'll have to see what we can find after this.
I love it. Where are we heading next?
Another pawn shop.
On our way to the next pawn shop, Chris agreed to take me inside his basement business and give me an idea of how he actually sells all this stuff.
Once you're back here at the homestead, what is your process for actually like sorting through all this stuff and determining where it all goes?
So usually the first thing I'll do is I'll look it up on Quick Flip, see about what I could get. You see $6, it's not on the hot list, so it might not be the best thing to sell there.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll go over to my Amazon seller app, see what it's selling for on Amazon. It's got a great sales rank, so $16.76, $9.30. So this one will be one that I'd sell on Amazon. Get the sticker off. Obviously you don't want to send it to somebody who's paying $15 with a $6 sticker on it. I'll go down here, get one of these little baggies, because if you don't do this, Amazon's gonna slap a fat sticker right on the cover of it, and it'll probably get returned because they can't get it off. Put it in a poly bag, close it off. I'll go over here on the seller list, create a batch. So I'll go right here, and I'll probably list it at $16.49. Breaks my profit down right below $9. Fine with me, it'll sell fast.
So Chris, you were just kind of breaking down that Facebook deal. It could have been theoretically a pretty good pickup, right? 80 bucks for a few systems, a bunch of games, like there was Wii Sports Resort in there, but you decided not to go for it this afternoon. Why was that?
I mean, it's about 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. You got to go over the bridge to Indiana.
Yep.
I would say it's a decent deal. I probably would have made my money back and then some on just the games. So then I have all the consoles to do whatever with, but wasn't in the cards for us.
Well, and you said it's kind of a long drive. You don't know whether the consoles work.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that they won't.
Right.
And we're gonna have to give up all of that time, which we're likely to find some good stuff. Like this is what all of business is, folks. It's just trade-offs. It's just like cost-benefit analysis. For our purposes today, being able to get to a lot of stops and showcase a lot of tips, it didn't work out as well. But like maybe on a different day when that's not as much of a priority, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, if I was sitting at home, I probably would have offered her $100 and went and got it immediately.
Yeah.
But us already being out and we have some more stops to make, we would have been way out of the way, would have threw the rest of the day off. Really wasn't worth it to me.
And that's exactly the kind of like sort of high level decision making that just the more you do this, again, it comes back to the reps that you put in, the number of at-bats you have, the better you're going to get at making those decisions and making the small right call a bunch of times in a row. I have to say, I have never discovered this little place here, Middleton Trading Co. It's just this little hole in the wall pawn shop that I'm honestly pretty excited to explore here.
This pawn shop was tiny, but was packed with cool stuff and a ton of video games. Shortly after we got in, the owner, who again recognized Chris, brought out a bin of rare Sega games that hadn't even hit the floor yet. The owner was super cool and showed us some more stuff in the back room, so after pulling out some of the games that he was most interested in, it was time for Chris to start making some offers.
Okay, so what's the situation with these?
These are both over $100. These are all
$100.
solid. Yeah, I think Pac-Man wasn't that great.
Okay, so you're just gonna see like what they're asking,
what I'll do,
where they're at,
Yeah.
and all this stuff over here you're not really interested in.
Nah, it's a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the cases actually hold some value, but
What about this one? Donald Duck?
didn't even look it up.
Throw that on the stack at least. I bet that's decent with the, I mean, these boxes are like pristine.
No, it's kind of surprising.
All right, so how'd that turn out?
Seemed pretty solid. 120 bucks or 130 bucks for all these.
Okay.
I think this one's around $100 on its own, so
That's honestly,
complain too
like,
bad.
based on how the negotiation was going, I didn't think it would be that good because they were looking up every single thing.
You never know. They're pretty cool in there, but he also says he's trying to grow his eBay store, which
Right.
makes it a little tricky.
That's always
So,
a bad sign.
I did have to put one back. He was a little high on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't look up sold cons, so I just looked them up on price charting, so hopefully it's pretty accurate. $11 after fees. So
Okay, 11 after fees, and we got 2 of those.
yeah, so that's $6 a piece. That's a quick flip right there.
This one you said was like,
Price chart was like $100. I mean, it's got a crack in it, but it's pretty clean.
okay, so you're probably getting at least 90 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
you paid 130 for everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, especially if you count this, which quick flips for what, 25, 20?
Yeah. I think 22, 20, somewhere around there.
So that basically leaves these 2 games as the profit of the deal if you break even on everything else. They're super clean, so let's look these up on the way to the next stop. All right, so we're outside of yet another Cash America, and I just looked these 2 up on the way. So this Sonic is solidly in the like $80 range in complete condition. That's the good news there. This one, this Castle of Illusion, I literally couldn't find a single comp for in complete condition. I looked it up on price charting, no data.
Interesting.
So I don't know. You guys may have to let us know in the comments. Have you ever sold one of these? What did it go for? This one is in beautiful shape. But I think that might be a really good sign for you. That could have been a solid deal. So we're looking at, we'll say conservatively, just $80 profit on that last stop.
Yeah.
Which would put us at over your goal. I think that puts us at what, like 315? Not too bad of a day. And we've still got this Cash America to go, folks. Seeing anything in the console section over there?
That SNES Minis, not bad.
Okay.
I got banned from selling those on Amazon, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see, Game Party. That's not
2
not
and 3
the
are
best one.
decent.
Yep. We were just talking and realized that somehow we've both found 3DS XLs at this pawn shop in the past, so they definitely get stuff.
Yeah.
And if you were someone who gives up easily and came out here, right, and saw this, right, you'd probably throw your hands up and be like, these places don't have anything good.
Never come
But,
back.
yeah, but they do have good stuff. You just have to keep coming. All right, what's the deal with this GameStop?
So this is the retro GameStop in Louisville.
Uh-huh.
They carry most of the retro stuff. You know, you can find stuff at all of them, but this one has like a dedicated section just full of like mostly 360 and PS3. But
Okay.
you might get lucky and find some gems.
Find anything over here?
Chrono Trigger's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
I actually found that complete in box at a GameStop not long ago.
Okay, 70
There you go.
bucks. That is not one you see every day.
So my philosophy at GameStop is usually I'm getting trade credit for half price. I'll trade in a Series S I pick up for $100. I'll trade it in for 200, 220, whatever. So I'm basically buying that for about $55.
All right, you find a little gold there?
Yeah. So it sells for 70 for 54 after fees. Get it for 40.
54?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get it for 40, which means I'm really getting it for about 20 with my trade credit.
All right, folks, the Prince of Profit has struck again. What'd you pick up in there?
Just copy of Family Guy. Got this, 40 bucks. I had trade credit. I still got like $800 in trade credit left, so.
So that only brings our total up to what, like 325 or so in
Maybe a
profit?
little
Because it was
more.
like, that was like,
Yeah, this
if
was
you don't
selling-
factor in the trade credit,
Yeah.
it was like a $10 profit.
17, I think.
Oh, okay.
54, about 14 bucks.
Okay,
Not bad.
solid. So
Yeah.
like 330 or so, if I haven't done my math wrong, which I think Riff will tell you. I'm always good on math. I math good. So Chris, if someone's watching this and they're just starting out, they're thinking about dipping their toes into flipping video games, they don't have a lot of money.
Yep.
What would your recommendation for them be? How should they start?
Goodwills and yard sales.
Okay.
You can find pretty much the same stuff, maybe not as quality, but the price is always right. I mean, yard sales, you're gonna find stuff for $1 to $1. You're rarely ever gonna find a game over $5. And some Goodwills, you're gonna find stuff priced market value, but most of them, they're probably gonna be a couple dollars also.
And you still are finding games at Goodwills even in 2025?
Oh yeah.
So if you've got more time than you have money,
Yeah.
then you need to spend more time to spend less money.
Yeah. Make a route of all the Goodwills and just drive around to them.
There's our next stop, folks. We'll see if we can score again.
Now at this point, I thought we had done great at all the stops we'd made, but our final pawn shop really delivered. Now our mics were down here, but I walked in on a red GBA SP with 4 games. Now, a couple of the games were pretty suspect, but again, Chris knew the managers, so our negotiations for this whole lot went pretty smooth. And on our way out, the manager even hit Chris with an offer he couldn't refuse.
All right, Chris, walk me through. What the heck did you just buy here?
All right, so best game of all time, pretty much.
4th copy that we bought today.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easy like $8 every time. Got this SP, it's a little sticky. Definitely needs to be cleaned off. Dead as a doorknob. Got it for $80 with the games. Classic Over the Hedge. That's definitely authentic.
That thing's jank.
I'm sending that right to Quick Flips. But luckily we did have some good games. This was okay.
And this one quick flips for 90.
Yeah, 90,
So
so
that
that pays for it. Basically got these games for free.
Yeah, and that was kind of part of the negotiation. Like he technically got this for like 60, he said, out the door.
Yeah.
And then $5 a piece on those games,
Right.
which some of them were going for crazy numbers.
Yeah. Well, the one Sonic Advance 3, you quick flip this. I'm already making $20 with you.
Yeah, so
So that's $20, and the other one was selling for like $70. Not this other fake copy of Ultimate Alliance, but
Yeah, that one's not real.
combo pack.
Yeah, that was like a $60 game as well.
Yeah, on Amazon.
Crazy,
Pretty
man.
uncommon. I looked up on Price Chart and it's like $40.
Did you look up that Dragon Ball one?
I didn't. I looked it up on Price Chart and it was like $10.
Oh, okay.
Curious to see what it does do on Amazon.
And the part that we never recorded is he was talking all about how like they're trying to move their aged inventory. They're trying to do more layaways because they've got a competition. And you ended up getting a PSVR 2 that was marked at $160 for how much?
$50.
$50.
Put it on layaway. That's the pawn shop cheat code. Put stuff on
Crazy.
layaway, help your pawn shop people out. Come pick it up the next day if you want to.
They're having like a competition for who can do the most layaways. It's like, you know, the same amount of money. But I mean, I guarantee you can part that thing out even if part of it doesn't work
Yeah.
for over 100
Oh, yeah.
easy, right?
Yeah, I could probably put it on Marketplace for $150 and have somebody pick it up immediately.
No way.
I guarantee it.
Okay, we'll count that as $100 profit. So that puts us, hold on, I've got to do some mental math. Thank you very much to this Cash America for putting us officially at over the $500 mark for the day. Suddenly, that $50K that you netted last year is starting to make a lot of sense. $517 in total profit.
Now, as much value as Chris had provided up until this point in this video game flipping masterclass, I still had another question to ask him, and for that, we went back to his basement game room.
All right, so Chris, I'm curious. You've got a killer game room. We just had a $500 profit sourcing day. You're obviously super successful. What's your end game with all this?
My end game isn't really to do this forever. I prefer to do it more as a collector instead of a reseller. But like we had talked about before, I do mortgages part-time. End game is to get back to doing that full-time whenever the market gets a little better and I could kind of lay back a little bit on this and not have to worry about reselling so much.
Is this a path that is feasible for the average person?
Yeah, you just gotta put the work in. A lot of people don't want to. They just want to go straight to the pawn shop, straight to the Goodwill and find the great deal. Get there and find this big old stack of GameCube games. And get a Gale of Darkness for $1.50 or something.
Right,
But
that sounds pretty nice.
it's just not feasible.
That's amazing, man. Well, I love to see you crushing it. Your story inspires me, so keep up the good work, dude.
I'm happy to do it anytime.
Folks, this is not the first ride-along I have done with a home-based video game resale business. If you want to see another one, check out this video right down here. I think you're going to love it.